What's up, party people? I'm John McNeil from the Unpeeled show, and today I'm here with Mark Morton, who just released your first self-titled. Well, it's not self-titled; it's Anesthetic.
Yeah.
There's tons of key players on this album, but I want to start from the beginning. When was the first lick? What's the oldest part of this whole album?
Yeah, everyone asks me that, and I don't know because I don't really timestamp stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's songwriting for me starts with just kind of an idea I hear in my head usually, and I'll learn it on guitar, and I'll typically document it on my laptop, just through some recording software. And so I probably should, since everyone's asking, go back and through the files and see how old something is. But I would say round about 2.5 years ago, we started the first pre-production demos.
Okay.
So I was writing for several years before that. So I'd say probably 5 or 6 years.
And is there would it be structured at that time, or just are they licks? Are they just concepts?
Every song just kind of has a different sort of gestation. Sometimes it starts with just a melody line, like the song "Imaginary Days." That was one of the early ones, and it has a guitar melody in the chorus, and I had that chord progression and that melody together for quite some time. Cross off the chord progression for the chorus and cross off is 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
I tried lots of different things with it, trying to make it into. It just took a long time for it to come together into the song that it is.
Yeah.
I'm glad it took that long because I'm really happy with the song that it became.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So every song has a different story, has a different path. There's no formula, that I use. It just kind of some of them come together really fast. Some of the ones on this album, even some of the Lamb of God stuff, I remember Redneck was pretty instant, and Walk With Me in Hell took a couple years. So same with this album. It's just some of them come quick, some of them come slow.
Okay, so let's talk about vocally. You have an array of dynamite singers from all kind of different genres and have their own sound. Did you select each individual singer? You send them the track, or how did that process take place?
Yeah, so when we started writing for the project, I had a bunch of demos I'd done on my own.
Yep.
I got into the studio with my longtime producer, Josh Wilbur. He produced this album. He's worked with me on a bunch of Lamb albums and other stuff outside of both projects. But got into the studio with him. We kind of started going through the demos that I had and tearing them down, building them back up, and structuring them as songs.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Oney was involved both on the label side, and he was helping us put together some of the demo work. And we got demos of the songs in a lot of cases with vocal references, because I wrote a lot of lyrics for the album. Not all of them, but quite a bit.
You had concepts.
So we had lyrics and what we call top line, just vocal melodies and that kind of stuff. So once we had a demo of the song, we would kind of kick back and listen to it and just imagine who we could hear singing that song. And in some cases too, it was an instrumental. Mark Lanigan, I sent him an instrumental. Same with Miles Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
So in some cases it would be an instrumental. Some cases it would be the demo that we'd done with maybe a verse or a chorus on it. But just trying to imagine who we could hear, whose voice we could hear singing that song, and then reach out. And the amazing part of that whole process is that just about everyone we asked was
there anyone that said no? Or I just don't have time right now?
Even I keep throwing Jason.
Who says no?
I keep throwing Jason under the bus, but he's the first that comes to mind. There were only a couple, but I thought it would be cool because I had Dave Ellefson playing bass on a song, so I wanted to get Jason Newsted to play bass on one of the metal songs, and he was just he didn't have time. He was busy working on something else, but he very, very respectfully declined. But by and large, just about everybody we asked, which was the amazing part to me, was willing to listen, and then from there they were down to work on it. So it was awesome. Just incredible to be able to work with these people. Very humbling that so many amazing artists would even want to sit down and work on tunes with me. I was just really, really honored.
Is there anything that was recorded that didn't make it on this album?
There's a few demos that in very early in the process that were part of the initial batch of stuff that I brought in that just kind of didn't really come together. Sometimes things, if they're a little rough, they just don't develop into the character of something for the album. So there's a couple tunes that I brought in that I was working on, but no, there's no finished songs.
No, not where you brought in a singer.
No,
this didn't jive.
No, nothing like that.
No, so how's everything been received on this? Like, you take people for a ride. You got heavy, you got jazzy, bluesy kind of stuff on the album. How's the audience receiving this thus far?
Just amazing. Like that's been, I didn't know there were so many kind of variables or so many questions about a project like this. I didn't know if fans of Lamb would accept it as its own thing. Yep. Me doing something outside of the band that's stylistically different. It's more of a rock record, yep, than Lamb. And I didn't know if the Lamb fans would follow me there. And it's been a great response with that audience. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of Lamb fans that don't dig it because it's not heavy enough or whatever. But I mean, there's a lot of those folks are coming over to this and stoked about it. And
how about your brothers in Lamb? Are they rallying behind?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because you always hear about like, oh, that guy went out on his own, and now there's a little bit of animosity or whatever.
We started this tour that we're on in Richmond a couple of nights ago, and Randy and Campbell were both there. Randy did a song with us on stage. Randy's on the album.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Those dudes are my brothers, man. They're super supportive. Just the response to the album's been awesome. This single, with Chester is doing great at radio in the States.
And that video's awesome. Like, I was reading a lot of comments online. There's a lot of people touched about that microphone left alone. Like, that is a touching moment.
Well, yeah, I mean, we wanted to show some respect for Chester. So it's just the response. This response has been amazing. And I'm thrilled to be. The thing about this project, man, is that like, it's got my name on it, and it's billed as a solo album, and it is in a sense, but it's like super collaborative. There's so many people that put their creativity, their artistry, their time, their resources into this thing that I personally just feel lucky to be a part of it. I'm really proud of it and really fortunate to be a part of it, and I love that I get to be a fan of it too, in a way that I don't maybe necessarily with my primary band. Even though I love Lamb of God, the music we do, I'm very proud of it. I've been making music with those guys for decades, so it's kind of a different thing with this. Like, I'm working with people that I've been fans of, and now I get to work with them. So for me, it's I'm stoked to hear Mark Lanigan sing, whether it's on a song I played on or not. You know what I mean? So it's there's an element of this that I get to be a fan of the project, and that's cool. That's cool for me.
It is super cool. One last thing, I know you're busy. You got a hectic schedule. Everybody wants a piece of you. How are you pulling this vocally off live? Because there's so many diverse sounds. Like, do you have like an impersonator coming in?
Are you coming to the show tonight? I hope so, because Mark Morales is our singer. He sings in a band called Sons of Texas. Yep. And our bass player Nick's from that band as well, and Mark's doing an amazing job. It's a tough gig, man. He's got some really big shoes to fill. A lot of different vocal styles. There's incredibly talented men and women on the album, and Mark's world class, man. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, awesome. We're proud of him. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
And best of luck on this tour.
All right,
man. Safe travels. Peace out, party people.